Today I want to take another part of project management and accounting and show you how transactions get posted to projects. Hi, my name is Alicia, and today I want to go through different types of journals. When we talk about project management and accounting, and again this is a project management and accounting series, so we're going to talk through different pieces of project management and accounting so that we can take it in little bite sizes and try to digest it and keep the videos short as well. So we've already talked about creating a project, putting a budget on a project, doing a timesheet, and doing an expense report. And again, the business objective of these videos is to show you how things get posted to a project. It's not necessarily to go into all the details of each individual component, because the objective of it is at the end, we're going to go look at the posted transactions on the project, talk about what those look like, and then invoice those. So that way we can see the flow through there. So today what we want to do is look at hours journals, expense journals, and fee journals. There's also an items journal, so that way you can consume inventory against a project. I'm not going to do that specific one today, but you'll get the idea with the other journals and be able to see how they fit all together. So again, we're in project management and accounting. And there's a couple ways of doing it. You can actually do it directly on the project, which is where I'm going to do it, or you can go down here from journals, and then this is where you see the different journals here. I'm going to go to our project, and again our project is AK1. Get my cat out of the way. And so here we go. So we can see this is a project that we're working on. And if we go into manage at the top, we can actually do our different projects. Where to go? Here we are. So under project, we have journals. So we can do an hours journal. Now, the difference between an hours journal and a timesheet is nothing more than the way you put it in. So a timesheet means you're actually going in and putting in time, as in the sense of like an employee is booking their time in for something. You can also do an hours journal, and an hours journal just pretty much says this is the category. You can put a worker on there if you want to, and this is the amount of time. So whether you do a time sheet or if you do an hours journal, in the end it gets posted to the project the same way. So it's just two different ways to do that. All right, so again, you click new at the top, and there's some configuration in the background for setting up the different journal types. Again, this is the journal type of hour. You can assign your voucher series to it. And let's see, yeah, there's a few other things on here. But one of the things you're going to notice is there's not a workflow associated with this. You don't see a workflow option here. So, all right, so now we're going to click on lines at the top. We're going to click new. Again, the project date here is going to be the transaction date. So you'll want to make sure this is in a period that's open. So what ends up happening with some of these journals is people go key in these journals, but they don't post them. And then the period will close, or the month, the fiscal count, the monthly calendar, the ledger calendar will close, and then they go back and they get an error. So just know that this is going to be the transaction date or the voucher date, so it has to be in a period that the journal, the ledger is open. If not, then they're going to get an error and they'll have to change the date. The project is automatically defaulted here because I was on the project when I made the journal. Again, I had this default category set up because it knows it's me. So if someone else was doing it, their default category would come in, but I could change it, you know, if I wanted to. And then we can give it a description. Let's just say that it's just service hours that I did. And again, this is just for the benefit of the transaction. It doesn't actually have any impact. We can say that I did 10 hours. You can see that it's billable. If I didn't want it to be billable, I could go here and make this non-billable if I wanted to do that. And if I had more lines, obviously I can continue to add lines here. And there's really nothing else. If you're doing anything with tax, if this particular these hours were taxed, you can put that in here as well. You can set up price groups and some different things to pull in different prices here. So here you can see that we have 10 hours with a cost of $25 an hour, but a sales price of $28.75. If I duplicate my tab, you'll notice under Project Management and Accounting Setup, and then under Setup here, if we go over here to Prices, there's just sales price hour. If we go in here, we can see that there is a percentage, a 15% upcharge. So that's why the system took the $25 plus 15% to come up with $28.75. So then all I have to do is post this. And then when we go look at our project, we should see the hours and the money on there. So you can see that that has posted successfully. So now if we back out of here and go under Manage, Posted Transactions, we should see that sitting here. So here she sits down here at the bottom. And there we go. Good. All right, so that's how you do an hours journal. Again, if we go back here to Project and we go into Expense, the process is very much the same. Again, an expense report creates the same kind of entry on a project as an expense journal. The system doesn't discriminate against those. If you look at a project, it's using the same categories and different things. It's just the front end of it looks and feels a bit different. Again, you click New at the top. Same thing here. If you view details, you can see that this is a type expense. And it's just showing us the expense type as you're reading this field here. On this particular one, you could have a workflow. So there you could turn this on and point that there, and that should work. And then we go to lines. Again, we have our line here. It knows our project because we're on our project. We can pick another category if we want. That's the default category I have set up. And then we can just say, you know, trip to LA, whatever it happens to be. And we can just say, you know, it's $800, like that. Again, you can do markups. So apparently here we have a markup on this one as well. If we go over here to this other tab that I have open, we should be able to see that. Well, I say that, and I don't remember where it's actually at, but there's a markup on here you can see. Now I don't remember where we do that at. Oh, here it is, sales price expense. So here you can see we also have a 15% upcharge on our expenses as well. So that's why you're seeing the upcharge there. All right, and again, you could keep on posting. You can do attachments and different things, and then we post. And after this posts, we should be able to see it on our project. All right, so now, again, we're back on the project. We go to Manage, Posted Transactions, and here we can see our $920. So we can see our sales amount was $920, and our cost was $800 because of that 15% upcharge. The last journal type I want to talk about today is a fee journal. And what makes a fee journal unique is there are no ledger postings until you invoice. A fee journal has no cost. So it's just like you're charging someone to do a service, or you're charging them for something, but there's no ledger postings associated with it. So if I had shown you the vouchers on those others, you would have seen that we would have been posted to a WIP account and to an expense account. And then whenever we invoiced it, then all that would have gotten reversed, and then we would have our debit to AR and credit to revenue, and then COGS, and the other one would have been posted to as well. So, but a fee journal has no vouchers until you invoice it because there's no cost to it. So we're going to click on lines and click on new. Again, there's a project. We're going to pick our category, and again, there's set up for this too. It doesn't have to default anything, but it can. We'll just leave it at that, $150, and post, and okay. And now when we go back and look at our project, Manage, Posted Transactions, we should have a fee journal here, there she sits. You'll notice again these are all chargeable, and I'm doing that on purpose because I'm trying to get some transactions built up here so that we can invoice it at a future date. So again, notice, pay attention to these transaction types because it tells you the source of where it came from. So until next time, we will, you know how to do journals now, and then next time we'll plan on looking at purchase orders and sales orders. So.